In this episode, we're breaking down what's available right now as of October 2025 for first home buyers in the Northern Territory, including a full stamp duty exemption for house and land packages, the $50,000 HomeGrown Territory Grant for new homes, how the first home guarantee scheme applies in the NT, and the HomeBuild Access program. We'll go through who's eligible, how each scheme works, and where to think strategically about whether these incentives align with your long-term goals, not just your short-term savings. Let's get into it. Hello, and welcome to First Home Unlocked, the podcast for unlocking clarity and confidence for first home buyers. I'm Jack Elliott, National First Home Buyer Specialist at Alcove.
And I'm Chris Bates, ex-financial planner and mortgage broker.
Together, we are on a mission to empower you with the keys to unlock your first home. Let's jump in. Welcome back to First Home Unlocked, and today it's another solo episode as we continue our deep dive into the grants and schemes available for first home buyers across Australia. In this episode, we're breaking down what's available right now as of October 2025 for first home buyers in the Northern Territory, including a full stamp duty exemption for house and land packages, the $50,000 HomeGrown Territory Grant for new homes, how the first home guarantee scheme applies in the NT, and the HomeBuild Access program. We'll go through who's eligible, how each scheme works, and where to think strategically about whether these incentives align with your long-term goals, not just your short-term savings. Let's get into it. So first, stamp duty is a one-off government tax you pay when you purchase a property. It's calculated as a percentage of the property's value and can easily add tens of thousands to upfront costs. To help reduce that, the Northern Territory government offers a full exemption for eligible first home buyers through the house and land package exemption. So to be eligible, you must buy a house and land package from a building contractor in a single transaction, so it's not available for established homes. There's no price limits on the house and land package value to be eligible. The contract must be signed between the 1st of July 2022 and the 30th of June 2027. The contract must include the land and the construction of the property. The builder must have purchased the land from a developer and already paid stamp duty on it. At least one applicant must live in the home as their principal place of residence within 12 months of completion and stay there for at least 6 months. Applications can be lodged through your conveyancer or directly with the Territory Revenue Office. And this is a great support for first home buyers. A complete stamp duty exemption with no value cap is rare in Australia. But it also means the property must be new. There is no stamp duty savings in the NT for established homes. So before jumping in for the sake of avoiding stamp duty, pause and ask, does this location fit my long-term plan for family, work and lifestyle? Is the property likely to hold or increase in value over time? Am I building in an area with steady demand and limited supply? Because when a property grows in value, it creates equity which you can use in the future to upgrade to a new home later on, invest in a second property, or feel more financially secure. As we discussed in episode 6, Unlocking Asset Quality, buying the right asset matters far more than chasing the upfront savings. A well-located, high-quality home can extend your runway and deliver better growth over time, even if it means paying some stamp duty upfront. Now, the next incentive to help first home buyers is under the HomeGrown Territory Grant, which is if you're building or buying a brand new home, you could also be eligible for a $50,000 grant to put towards building or buying your first home. You can also use this for a new transportable home as long as it's permanently fixed and legally approved to be lived in. The grant is available for owner builders, off-the-plan purchases, and there's no cap on the build or purchase price. So to be eligible, you must be a first home buyer who's never owned property in Australia before. The contract needs to be signed between October 2024 and the 30th of September 2026. The home must be brand new, so it can't have previously been lived in or sold as a place of residence. At least one applicant must be over 18 and an Australian citizen or permanent resident. You must live in the home for at least 12 months after taking possession of the property, or once construction of the home has been complete. All owners of the home must meet the eligibility requirements. Now, this grant is paid after settlement when purchasing a brand new property or after the foundation is laid when building. For owner builders, the grant will be paid once the certificate of occupancy is issued. And you can also ask your financial institution to release the grant early to help with your deposit. This grant can give your deposit a huge boost. But remember, they're designed to encourage new construction. And as we often say, new doesn't always mean better. Before chasing the $50,000 grant, take a step back and ask, is this the right property for my long-term lifestyle? Does the location have a strong future demand and infrastructure? And will this home still meet my needs in 5 or 10 years? As we explore in episode 6, Unlocking Asset Quality, the best outcomes come from buying a quality asset, not just saving up front. A smart strategic purchase can create equity that supports your future moves, whether upgrading, investing, or simply enjoying financial breathing room. Now, another key incentive available to Northern Territory buyers is the First Home Guarantee, a federal government scheme available across all states and territories. It allows eligible first home buyers to buy with as little as a 5% deposit, avoid paying lenders' mortgage insurance, and importantly, the government doesn't own any part of your home. Instead, Housing Australia acts as a guarantor, telling the bank to treat you as if you had a 20% deposit. And that's why you don't pay any lender's mortgage insurance, which can save you potentially $10,000 to $30,000, and you can still access competitive interest rates. Now, to qualify, your purchase must fall within the current Housing Australia price caps, which is $600,000 for the Northern Territory. This applies to both new and established homes, giving first home buyers more flexibility in what they can buy. And as of October 1st, 2025, the First Home Guarantee has become even more accessible with income limits now removed. That means eligible first home buyers, regardless of their income level, can now take advantage of this scheme, helping more Northern Territory buyers purchase sooner without a 20% deposit or the added cost of lender's mortgage insurance. And this can help you bring your timeline forward and expand your buying options. We break this down in detail in episode 10, Unlocking First Home Guarantee, covering how it works, the eligibility, the pros and cons, and how to remove the guarantee later. Or if you'd like personalised guidance, you can book a get to know you chat at firsthomeunlock.com.au/book, and we'll help you assess whether the scheme fits your strategy. And finally, there is also a HomeBuild Access program, which is a Northern Territory government initiative designed to help first home buyers buy or build a new home with a smaller deposit and lower upfront costs. It works by combining your main home loan through People's Choice Credit Union with a second low-interest loan from the NT government to bridge the gap between your deposit and the total purchase price. This structure means you can buy or build a new home or purchase land to build on, contribute as little as a 2.5% deposit, avoid paying lender's mortgage insurance, access a competitive variable interest rate, and pay no application or monthly service fees. It's not available for established homes, only new builds, house and land packages, or vacant land with a building contract. Now, to qualify for the HomeBuild Access loan, you and your spouse or partner must be an Australian citizen or permanent residents, or applying jointly with one who is, be buying or building a new home, not an established property, stay within the maximum purchase price limits for eligible properties, up to $475,000 for homes with 1 to 2 bedrooms, and up to $550,000 for homes with 3 or more bedrooms. If building, engage a Northern Territory licensed builder under a single fixed price building contract. Live in the property as your principal place of residence for at least 3 years after purchase or construction, and be able to show at least 12 months of employment history and a satisfactory rental or repayment record. Now, the low deposit loan helps first home buyers buy or build a new home with as little as 2.5% deposit. So you can contribute that 2.5% deposit. The Northern Territory government provides a top-up loan of up to 17.5% of the purchase price, and you borrow the remaining 80% through People's Choice Credit Union. They also offer a subsidised interest rate loan, which gives eligible buyers a lower rate for the first 5 years, helping make repayments more affordable early on. This option only requires a 2% deposit, and there's no lender's mortgage insurance or application fees. Plus, you can access a 35-year loan term instead of the standard 30. There are some extra eligibility criteria for this one, including income, assets, and employment limits, so it's worth checking the details before applying, and we'll include the relevant links in the show notes. Now, while the program can help you enter the market sooner, it's not always the strongest long-term strategy in most cases. The property price limits can make it difficult to find the right home for many first home buyers, and managing 2 loans adds complexity that doesn't exist with other programs. If you're eligible for the first home guarantee, that's usually a better path. It allows you to buy with just a 5% deposit, like I mentioned, paying no lender's mortgage insurance and only one standard loan, giving you more lender choice, simpler repayments, and access to higher property price caps and potentially a better quality property. That's why it's so important to speak with a broker early. They can help you compare all your options and build a finance strategy that aligns with your long-term goals. So, if you're a first home buyer in the Northern Territory, here's what support could be available right now as of October 2025. A full stamp duty exemption for eligible house and land packages, $50,000 HomeGrown Territory Grant for new homes, the first home guarantee, where you can buy with a 5% deposit and pay no lender's mortgage insurance, and the HomeBuild Access, which provides low deposit and subsidised interest loan options. All the official links and eligibility guides are included in the show notes. But as always, the best result comes when these incentives fit a clear long-term plan, not when they drive the whole decision. Start with your life goals, your ideal location, and your long-term financial vision. Then explore which of these programs genuinely support that direction, rather than letting a short-term discount dictate where you buy. If you haven't yet, check out episode 1, Unlocking Your Property Vision, and episode 6, Unlocking Asset Quality, for a deeper look at how to align your strategy with the right property and location. And if you're ready to take that next step as a first home buyer, you can book a get to know you chat at firsthomeunlock.com.au/book or use the link in the show notes. We'll help you map out a plan that's clear, calm, and confident and tailored to your goals. Don't forget to follow the podcast. We've still got more stake breakdowns coming soon. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for listening. We'd really appreciate if you could do us a huge favour. Share this episode with any first home buyers that you know so we can help more people like you feel clear, calm and confident when purchasing their first property. You can join our Facebook group, First Home Unlocked, to continue the conversation with other first home buyers. Or if you're ready to unlock your first home, you can book a get to know you chat by using the link in the show notes or by going to firsthomeunlocked.com.au. Before we go, just a reminder that everything we share on this podcast is general in nature and not tailored to your personal situation. We always recommend seeking advice from a qualified and experienced professional when making financial decisions.